Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the place you come to when you want to cut through all the noise and really get to the heart of the most compelling insights.
That's right. We sift through the stacks so you don't have to.
And today, we are diving into something genuinely fascinating. We're tackling the question, what are the really big, the monumental business opportunities that are taking shape for 2025?
It's a great question. And the source material we've got is, well, it's rich. Really rich.
Yeah, we've got 12 distinct forward-thinking concepts lined up. Each one offers a potential pathway to innovation or, at least a deeper understanding of how the economic landscape is shifting under our feet.
And it's not just about spotting trends, is it?
No, exactly. It's about understanding the why behind them.
Yep.
And maybe, just maybe, seeing some actionable steps you could potentially take. Ready to unpack some serious potential here.
Let's do it. What's really compelling about this set of ideas, I think, is that they aren't just based on, fleeting fads. They're grounded in these really profound systemic shifts. Shifts in technology, changes in how we as consumers behave, and definitely evolving societal priorities.
So we're talking concrete business models.
Absolutely. Concrete models from really sophisticated health tech all the way through to genuinely sustainable commerce solutions, even new ways we learn and interact with our environment.
Okay.
And I'd really encourage you, the listener, to stick with us right to the very end.
Oh, yeah? Why is that?
Because the source material points to one idea in particular as a true game changer.
A game changer. Okay, intriguing.
Yeah, a visionary concept that could actually redefine how we think about product life cycles, about value itself.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, this deep dive, it's crafted for you if you're looking for inspiration, maybe aiming to get a handle on emerging fields, or if you're just, intensely curious about where the market is headed next.
The personal and proactive revolution, health and work.
All right, let's dive in. Kicking off what we're sort of calling the personal and proactive revolution, focusing first on health and then work. Our first major opportunity area is right there in personal well-being.
Makes sense. It's
Yeah.
top of mind for so many people.
Definitely. The source highlights AI-powered personal health apps, noting, and this is a direct quote, health tech is booming.
Which is hardly surprising given everything.
Right. But look, this goes way beyond your basic fitness tracker, your step counter.
Go miles beyond.
We're discussing intelligent systems here. Systems that don't just monitor your vitals, maybe with clinical level precision, but also delve deep into analyzing your diet, down to the micronutrient level. But here's where it gets really interesting, I think. The truly transformative aspect is their predictive capability.
Yes.
The aim is to flag potential health issues before they actually become serious problems.
That's the absolute critical distinction, isn't it? It's this massive shift from reactive intervention waiting till you're sick to genuinely proactive wellness management.
Exactly. Being ahead of the curve.
Yeah. And the source emphasizes, quote, with the rise of wearable tech, this is a golden opportunity for 2025. Why? Because it's driven by a consumer base that's increasingly craving, and again, I'm quoting, personalized health solutions.
Personalization again. That theme keeps coming up.
It does. And the deeper insight here, I think, isn't just that people want to be healthy. Or, who doesn't?
Yeah.
But that they expect their health management to be as tailored, as intelligent as, say, their Netflix recommendations or their Spotify playlist.
That's a great comparison. So how does the AI actually achieve that?
Well, think about the technical capabilities. AI algorithms can ingest and, more importantly, correlate these vast, complex data sets. We're talking genetic markers, real-time biometric readings from your watch or ring, environmental factors like air quality, even behavioral patterns gleaned from, your smart devices, maybe even grocery purchase history like the outline mentioned.
Wow, okay. Pulling it all together.
Pulling it all together to identify incredibly subtle health shifts or maybe nutrient deficiencies that might go completely unnoticed by, just human observation or even standard diagnostics.
Can you give an example? How might that work in practice?
Sure. So imagine an app learns your typical sleep patterns over months. It analyzes your dietary logs, maybe sees some consistent imbalances. Then it cross-references these with very minor fluctuations in your heart rate variability that your watch picked up.
Okay.
Based on all that, it might suggest, say, a need for a specific vitamin supplement or maybe recommend a consultation with a sleep specialist, all before you even feel a symptom.
That's powerful.
It really is. And the value proposition, it goes beyond just personal longevity or quality of life. Those are huge. It really hints at a future where this kind of preventative care could drastically reduce overall healthcare costs for everyone.
But that raises questions, doesn't it? You mentioned integration earlier.
It absolutely does.
Hmm.
This is where it gets complex. What happens when these AI systems become so effective that they flag something medically significant? How do they responsibly integrate with, established medical practices? Your doctor? The hospital system?
Right, you don't want the app diagnosing you instead of a doctor, but you want the information shared somehow.
Precisely. And what new regulatory frameworks might be needed? We need rules to govern their predictive power, how they handle incredibly sensitive health data, especially as these apps become potentially indispensable tools in our daily lives.
Yeah, big ethical considerations there alongside the opportunity.
Okay, that's a powerful point about integration. Now, moving from optimizing our personal health, it feels like a natural pivot to think about our professional well-being too.
The other half of the equation for many.
Because the landscape of how we work and where we work, it's undergone this fundamental transformation, hasn't it?
Completely. Unarguably.
And our next idea directly addresses this ongoing revolution.
Makes sense. Let's hear it. Okay, so the deep dive confirms what many of us feel intuitively. Even post-pandemic, remote work is here to stay.
No going back, really. Not fully.
Not fully, no. This isn't just some temporary blip we experience. It feels like a structural change in how many businesses operate now. And with that permanence comes this, escalating demand for sophisticated remote work solutions.
Right.
We need tools that go far beyond just basic video calls or email.
Because those just scratch the surface.
Exactly. Companies are genuinely struggling, it seems, to maintain cohesion, productivity, even culture across distributed teams. And that friction, that struggle, that points to a massive opportunity.
That's a really crucial observation. The friction is the opportunity, and the source material actually points to specific areas here. Things like developing platforms for virtual offices, creating better productivity dashboards, or even, interestingly, digital team building services.
Digital team building, like virtual escape rooms or something.
Could be that. Or maybe more integrated tools for recognition, or facilitating those informal water cooler moments.
Yeah.
But the real challenge, and therefore, as you said, the real opportunity, is moving beyond these sort of patchwork solutions.
Yeah, the duct tape and string approach a lot of companies took initially.
Exactly. Many organizations adopted remote work out of sheer necessity, right? They threw together various tools, Zoom here, Slack there, maybe Asana, that don't always integrate well, and crucially don't always foster genuine human connection.
Right. They enable tasks, but maybe not teamwork in the truest sense.
Precisely.
Okay.
So we're talking about building comprehensive, intuitive ecosystems, digital environments that truly replicate, and in some cases, maybe even enhance the best parts of the in-office experience digitally.
Enhance. How so?
Well, think about accessibility,
Yeah.
or focused work time without physical interruptions, but mainly addressing the specific pain points. We know about communication silos, right, where
Yes.
critical information just gets lost between teams or individuals.
Oh, yeah. Happens all the time.
Or the difficulty of maintaining a vibrant company culture when people aren't physically bumping into each other. Or ensuring, equitable access to resources and opportunities for employees who might be spread across continents.
Those are big challenges. So what would an integrated solution look like?
Well, imagine a platform that includes, say, virtual co-working spaces where avatars can interact dynamically, maybe walk over to a colleague's desk.
Okay, like the metaverse, but for work.
Sort of, yeah, but maybe less about escapism and more about functional presence.
Yeah.
Or picture intelligent dashboards that don't just track your individual task progress, but also highlight team-level bottlenecks. Maybe they even suggest collaborative interventions like, hey, this team seems stuck, maybe loop in Sarah from engineering,
That could be really useful.
or even AI-powered tools that facilitate spontaneous knowledge sharing. Maybe analyzing documents and conversations to connect people working on similar problems, or creating those virtual water cooler moments we mentioned.
So the core idea is making remote work intentional, not just accidental.
Exactly. Intentionally remote. Designed for human connection and seamless productivity, not just tolerated. And this forces us to consider some deeper questions, doesn't it?
Like what?
Like, how do we build these digital environments so they foster true psychological safety? A place where people feel comfortable speaking up, sharing ideas, even failing.
That's hard enough in person.
It is.
Right.
And how do you enable spontaneous innovation when you can't just sketch something on a whiteboard together easily? How do you build a strong sense of belonging for teams that might never share a physical space? All without, veering into creepy surveillance or creating simulated experiences that just feel artificial and forced.
Yeah, the uncanny valley of work.
Right. And looking even further ahead, how might these solutions evolve? Could we see more advanced immersive tech? Maybe persistent augmented reality overlays for collaborative design projects?
So you'd see the digital model on your real desk.
Potentially.
Oh,
Or even subtle haptic feedback in shared virtual workspaces, just to make digital interaction feel a bit more tangible, more natural.
fascinating. It's clear the future of work is still very much under construction. And that focus on efficiency, on well-being in the workplace, it also extends outwards, doesn't it, to our collective well-being on the planet.
Absolutely. It's all interconnected.
Because speaking of fundamental shifts, the pressure on businesses to really rethink their environmental footprint, well, it's only intensifying. Which brings us very neatly to a critical area for innovation.
Sustainability and niche consumerism.
Okay, our third big idea tackles a truly monumental challenge, but also, therefore, a monumental opportunity. The source states this very emphatically. Sustainability is no longer optional.
Can't argue with that. It's become a baseline expectation.
Exactly. It makes it crystal clear that eco-friendly packaging materials will be in demand across all industries. This isn't about making a few token green gestures anymore. It's becoming a fundamental operational requirement, an ethical imperative, really. And this applies to businesses of all sizes, right? From the huge global conglomerates right down to your local artisan baker.
Absolutely. And the source explicitly highlights the potential here. It talks about starting a company that offers biodegradable or reusable packaging as a concrete way to set you apart in 2025.
So it's a competitive advantage as well.
For now, yes. Soon it might just be the cost of entry. But the deeper insight here isn't just about, reducing waste, although that's critical. It's about a complete reevaluation of product life cycles, of supply chain responsibility.
Thinking cradle to cradle, not cradle to grave.
Precisely. Consumers are increasingly scrutinizing every single aspect of a brand. And packaging, that's often the first, most tangible interaction they have with a product's environmental footprint. It speaks volumes before they even open the box.
So it's not just a nice to have anymore, it's becoming non-negotiable for many buyers.
Rapidly. And we're seeing this incredible acceleration in material science to meet this demand. It's not just recycled cardboard anymore.
Right. What sort of things are we talking about?
Well, things like mushroom-based packaging mycelium that literally composts your backyard garden. Or seaweed-derived films and plastics that are not only biodegradable, but sometimes even edible, believe it or not.
Edible packaging. Okay, that's wild.
It is. Or think about innovative applications of recycled plastics, but used in genuinely closed-loop systems that actually eliminate the need for virgin materials entirely.
So businesses could specialize, focus on a particular sector.
Definitely. You could design custom solutions, say, for delicate electronics that need really robust shock-absorbent protection, but are still compostable. Or maybe focus on liquid food products that require extreme barrier properties to prevent spoilage using plant-based polymers.
And there are economic benefits, too, beyond just attracting eco-conscious customers.
For sure. Businesses can realize significant cost savings. Lighter packaging means lower shipping costs. Reduced waste often means lower disposal fees. Plus, you stay ahead of increasingly stringent environmental regulations around packaging waste.
So it hits the bottom line as well as the brand image.
It can, absolutely. But the really complex question here, the challenge, is this. How do we achieve genuinely scalable, eco-friendly packaging solutions? Solutions that don't compromise on product integrity, keeping things safe and fresh, or shelf life, or cost effectiveness?
Yeah, it needs to work practically.
Right. How do we move past mere greenwashing, making things look eco-friendly, when they're not really to truly circular and environmentally benign materials that can fit seamlessly into existing manufacturing and logistics infrastructure?
It's a systems problem, really.
It is. But imagine it. Every common product, your milk cartons, your shampoo bottles, your smartphone boxes, all made from materials that either return harmlessly to the earth as nutrients or are just endlessly reused in a resource-efficient loop. That's the goal.
A powerful vision. Okay, speaking of consumer demands and what really drives purchasing decisions these days, our next idea zooms right in on a very specific kind of demand. It proves that being incredibly niche can actually be incredibly powerful.
Ah, yes. The power of the niche.
Yeah.
A testament to market fragmentation, really.
Exactly. This one's a concept we're all familiar with, but it's got this highly lucrative twist. The source acknowledges, quote, subscription boxes aren't new.
We've all seen them. Beauty boxes, coffee boxes.
Right. But the key insight here is But focusing on hyper-niche audiences can be lucrative. It's about getting incredibly granular, serving a very particular passion or lifestyle or dietary need that the mass markets tend to overlook.
Precisely. And the source gives some fantastic examples, doesn't it?
It does. Things like a subscription box for plant-based snacks, or one focusing only on rare teas, or even something like DIY electronics kits for hobbyists.
What truly stands out for me here is the immense power of highly curated discovery for a specific passion point.
Discovery, how so?
It transcends mere convenience, just getting stuff delivered. It taps into this deeper human desire for novelty, for expertise, for feeling like you belong to a specific group.
Ah, the community aspect.
Exactly. For enthusiasts, it's not just receiving items in a box, it's receiving a thoughtfully assembled package that validates their interest, introduces them to new aspects of their hobby they might not have found otherwise, and often connects them, even implicitly, to a broader community of like-minded individuals.
And it feeds their passion.
It really does. And this ties into that larger societal trend we see. As mainstream consumerism becomes kind of saturated and generic, individuals actively seek out more personalized, more authentic, more curated experiences that resonate deeply with their unique identities and interests.
Makes sense. But operationally, that sounds challenging. You need deep knowledge of the niche.
You absolutely do. It demands a profound understanding of the target audience, what excites them, what they value. It means building strong relationships, often with small batch or artisanal suppliers who aren't easy to find. And crucially, it requires real skill in storytelling around the products you include. Why this item? What's its story?
So the curation is the value.
It is the core value. The real draw for me, though, is the potential for genuine community building around these boxes. They can become focal points for connection.
Okay, so this forces us to consider, how can businesses effectively identify these ultra-specific passions? Some might seem too small for traditional market analysis.
That's the trick. It often requires being embedded in those communities yourself, or using really sophisticated social listening and trend analysis.
And once you identify it, how do you consistently deliver a compelling, high-quality offering? One that fosters genuine loyalty and that sense of shared experience month after month.
That's the operational challenge. Consistency, quality control, managing churn. And looking ahead, you have to wonder, how might AI further personalize these boxes?
Like predicting what someone might want next.
Exactly. Maybe predicting a merchant interest based on past purchases or feedback. Or how could these niche boxes evolve beyond just products? Could they become broader lifestyle platforms?
Offering exclusive content, virtual workshops.
Maybe even in-person meetups centered on that shared passion, turning a subscription box into a fully fledged community hub.
Lots of potential there to deepen the relationship. Okay, and while we're on this topic of personalized experiences and engaging hobbies, let's explore how technology is transforming something really fundamental, like physical activity. Making fitness maybe more than just a chore.
Ah, yes. Blending health and engagement. Interesting space.
Immersive experiences and smart living.
Get ready to move, folks, because our fifth idea reveals that, quote, fitness is getting immersive.
Immersive fitness, okay.
Yeah, the idea is that VR workouts combine gaming with exercise. This isn't just about finding ways to make workouts less boring or tolerable. It's potentially about making them genuinely exciting, deeply engaging.
Turning exercise into play, essentially.
Kind of. Imagine stepping into a virtual world where your actual physical movements, punching, dodging, cycling, drive the action. You're not just exercising, you're, battling dragons or exploring alien landscapes while getting a workout.
Okay, I can see the appeal. The source suggests this is a real business opportunity.
It does. It suggests that launching a VR fitness app or equipment rental service could be a massive hit.
Right. And the crucial element here, I think, is how virtual reality directly tackles some of the biggest, most persistent barriers to consistent exercise.
Like what?
Well, boredom, obviously. Doing the same routine day after day. Lack of motivation, it's hard to get started sometimes. And also the potential for self-consciousness or intimidation that some people feel in traditional gym settings.
No, working out in front of strangers isn't for everyone.
Exactly. By gamifying the exertion, by transporting users to these captivating virtual environments, VR can fundamentally transform fitness from, a repetitive task into something you actually anticipate, a challenging experience.
So it taps into that larger trend of using tech to make healthy habits stick.
Precisely. Leveraging technology to make healthy habits not just attainable, but inherently appealing and sustainable over the long haul.
What kinds of VR fitness are we seeing?
Oh, there's a growing variety. High-intensity boxing simulators where you're sparring with virtual partners. Rhythm games like Beat Saber, but maybe more focused on fitness, demanding full-body coordination. Virtual running or cycling trails that let you explore these meticulously rendered landscapes, mountain peaks, futuristic cities, all from your living room.
That actually sounds pretty cool. And accessible too, right?
Incredibly accessible, potentially. Great for people who prefer to work out at home due to time constraints, maybe physical limitations, or just limited access to safe or appealing outdoor spaces.
But what's the catch? Or the big question here?
Well, the really complex question is, how can these VR experiences effectively blend genuine, meaningful physical exertion with truly captivating and diverse digital worlds? The novelty can wear off, right?
Sure. Needs staying power.
Exactly. How do you ensure the engagement is deep enough to sustain long-term commitment, not just a flash in the pan? And related to that, how do we accurately measure true fitness gains, cardiovascular improvement, strength building within these virtual spaces, making sure it's not just fun, but also genuinely effective exercise?
Right, balancing the game with the game. Okay, interesting. So from these immersive virtual worlds that get us moving, let's pivot back to the very real world of our homes. Because technology is also making our living spaces dramatically smarter. And, maybe surprisingly, more complex to manage.
Quite right. A parallel evolution happening within our own four walls.
Yeah, our next idea stays squarely in the realm of technology, but brings it directly into our personal domains, our homes. The source observes something many of us have probably experienced. As smart homes grow, people need help setting them up.
Oh, tell me about it. It's definitely not always as simple as plug and play, despite what the ads promise.
Right. You get a smart speaker here, a few smart bulbs there, maybe a smart thermostat, a video doorbell, and suddenly you're juggling 5 different apps, dealing with compatibility issues, and feeling frustrated because nothing seems to talk to each other seamlessly.
That is precisely the friction point many consumers encounter, and that's where the opportunity lies. The source says that offering installation, customization, or even home automation consulting will be in high demand.
Consulting, like helping people choose the right gear.
Exactly. But also setting it up and making it work together. The real draw for me here, the core issue, is the inherent complexity of integrating all these diverse smart devices, often from different manufacturers using different protocols, into a single, cohesive, and genuinely user-friendly system.
It's overwhelming for a lot of people.
Totally. Many consumers are just overwhelmed by the sheer number of options, the technical configuration required, and then the inevitable troubleshooting when things go wrong. Why won't my lights turn on when the doorbell rings? That kind of thing.
So this ties into that bigger trend of needing human expertise to manage complex tech.
Absolutely. As technology pervades every aspect of our lives, the need for specialized human expertise to manage it, optimize it, and make it actually useful only increases. It's a bit paradoxical, isn't it? More automation needs more human setup, initially at least.
Yeah. What's the scope of these smart home systems now?
Oh, it's vast. Basic lighting and security are common starting points, but then you have advanced climate control, energy management systems, whole home entertainment hubs, smart appliances, even integrated health monitoring systems becoming part of the mix.
Wow. So expertise is crucial.
It's crucial not just for the physical setup, plugging things in, mounting cameras, but for programming routines, setting up the automations, ensuring the network security is robust, which is a huge concern,
Definitely.
and just making sure all the components actually talk to each other reliably to deliver the promised convenience.
And the consulting piece. Where's the value there?
Huge value. Guiding consumers before they buy, helping them choose the right ecosystem, Google Home, Alexa, Apple HomeKit, or something else, and selecting devices that genuinely meet their individual needs, their budget, and their desired level of automation, helping them avoid costly mistakes, and ensuring they actually get the convenience they were hoping for.
So the big question is about simplification.
Essentially, yes. How can experts simplify this dizzying array of smart home technology? How do we transform what can feel like a confusing collection of gadgets into a truly intuitive, intelligent living environment that genuinely enhances daily life, rather than just adding another layer of frustration?
Makes sense. And looking ahead, how could these services evolve?
Well, you could see expansion into ongoing maintenance contracts, proactive checkups, cybersecurity audits specifically designed for connected homes that's a growing need, or even integrating AI more deeply for predictive home management.
Predictive home management, like the house knows what you need.
Kind of. Imagine the house learning your patterns and anticipating your needs before you even realize them. Adjusting the lighting and temperature automatically when it detects you're waking up. Maybe starting your coffee maker based on your usual schedule, or even suggesting energy-saving adjustments based on weather forecasts and your typical usage, making the smart home truly intelligent.
That's stepping into sci-fi territory, almost. Very cool. Okay, so for making our physical homes smarter, let's pivot now to making our minds sharper. Because technology is also truly revolutionizing how we learn and develop our skills, not just in school, but throughout our entire lives.
A critical area, especially with the pace of change today.
Personalized development and local exploration.
Right. Staying with technology's transformative power, the source makes a bold declaration. Education is going personalized.
Personalized education.
Yeah. We're talking about, quote, AI-driven courses tailored to individual skills and pace will dominate. This marks a really profound, fundamental departure from that traditional one-size-fits-all model of education we all grew up with.
Where everyone sits in the same classroom, gets the same lecture, regardless of their background or how they learn back.
Exactly. Regardless of prior knowledge, learning style, speed, this is about changing that entirely.
This is a truly powerful concept, potentially incredibly equitable too, if done right. The source suggests that a platform offering customized lessons languages, coding, even soft skills would be a winner.
Soft skills too. Interesting.
Yeah, things like communication, collaboration, critical thinking skills that are increasingly vital. But what truly stands out here, the core enabling technology, is AI's unparalleled ability to adapt learning pathways in real time.
How does it do that?
Well, it can continuously assess a learner's prior knowledge through initial diagnostics. It can track their progress with incredible granularity across different skills and sub-skills. It can identify specific strengths and weaknesses much faster than a human teacher managing 30 students could.
Okay.
And it can even discern preferred learning styles. Are you a visual learner? Do you prefer reading? Do you learn best through interactive simulations?
And based on that,
Based on all that data, the AI can dynamically recommend the most effective resources for that specific learner at that specific moment. It can generate practice problems tailored to the exact right level of difficulty, offer alternative explanations if one isn't clicking, even create customized simulations or exercises.
that sounds amazing, like having a dedicated personal tutor for everyone.
Pretty much. And this profoundly underscores the ever-increasing importance of lifelong learning, doesn't it? Continuous upskilling is becoming essential in a world where job markets are evolving with just unprecedented speed.
You have to keep learning to stay relevant.
Absolutely. And AI-driven platforms can democratize access to high-quality, relevant education. They offer a level of individualized attention that historically was only available through really expensive private tutors.
So it levels the playing field.
Potentially, yes. Imagine an AI tutor, like we discussed, that adjusts difficulty on the fly based on your performance, offers explanations in multiple formats, video, text, audio examples, maybe even provides personalized motivational feedback to keep you engaged. It turns learning into this highly customized, hopefully motivating journey.
The real draw for me there is exactly that point, leveling the playing field. Making advanced skills truly accessible to potentially anyone with an internet connection, regardless of their geography or economic background.
Huge potential. But then we have to ask the tough questions again, right?
Always. What are they here?
How do we ensure these platforms maintain some element of human connection? The social aspects of learning are important too. Collaboration, discussion, mentorship. Can AI replicate that?
Good point. Learning isn't just information transfer.
Exactly. And what measures need to be in place to prevent algorithmic bias? Could the AI inadvertently steer certain learners away from specific pathways based on biased training data, limiting their potential without anyone realizing it?
Critical ethical checks needed there. Okay, so from learning new skills and developing ourselves, let's shift focus again. Let's talk about discovering new places. Our next idea looks at the world around us, but specifically, much closer to home. It's about a renewed appreciation for what's right on our own doorstep.
An intriguing recalibration of focus indeed, especially after years of globalization focus.
Right. Our eighth idea reveals this really fascinating shift in how we're choosing to explore. The source observes that Not everyone wants to go abroad. Local tourism is booming.
The rise of the staycation, essentially.
Exactly. It highlights this profound and growing appreciation for what's in our own backyards, or maybe just a short drive away. It feels like after maybe years of chasing those exotic, far-flung destinations, there's this resurgence of interest in rediscovering the charm, the history, the novelty of local gems that maybe we took for granted.
This is definitely a trend with deep and, I think, multifaceted roots. It's a confluence of several factors. The source points specifically to opportunities in curated local experiences, food tours, adventure activities, or hidden gem day trips.
Curated experiences again. That word keeps popping up.
It does, because the crucial element here is this strong desire for authentic, unique experiences. Experiences that are not only accessible and convenient, but often more sustainable environmentally as well, compared to long-haul flights.
Right, lower carbon footprint.
Yeah. And this ties into that larger societal trend. A growing interest in supporting local economies, connecting with one's immediate community, and discovering the often overlooked richness of one's own immediate environment.
And the pandemic definitely played a role.
Undoubtedly. It fueled a massive shift in travel priorities. Flexibility, perceived safety, avoiding crowded international airports, these became paramount for a while. And alongside that, there was already this growing environmental consciousness about the impact of travel.
So businesses in this space need to be creative. Find the hidden gems.
They really do. They need to excel by deeply researching and then creatively curating these local experiences. This might involve identifying unique local vendors, artisans, farmers, small restaurants, or uncovering forgotten historical sites or quirky local legends, and then, crucially, crafting compelling narratives around them, making the familiar seem new and exciting.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Imagine a guided walking tour that doesn't just point out buildings, but uncovers the forgotten history and tells the quirky anecdotes of a seemingly ordinary neighborhood. It transforms familiar streets into a captivating story.
Okay, I like that.
Or picture a bespoke culinary adventure, maybe focusing only on ingredients sourced entirely within, say, a 50-mile radius. And it includes introductions to the local farmers and producers who grew the food. That offers real connection.
Yeah, depth over distance.
Exactly. The broader implication here is a potential redefinition of what travel even means. It's becoming less about the distance covered and more about the depth of the experience, the quality of the connection made.
But the challenge is discovery and marketing.
That's the complex question, I think. How do we truly uncover, package, and then effectively market these unique stories, the local culture, the hidden opportunities within our own communities? How do we make them irresistibly appealing, both to residents who might think they've seen it all, and to nearby visitors seeking those authentic experiences that are genuinely different from standardized mass tourism?
Making the local feel special again. Interesting. And while we're exploring these local spaces, connecting with our communities, let's think about how we actually move within them, particularly in our increasingly dense urban environments.
Ah, yes, urban mobility, a constantly evolving puzzle.
Urban innovation and digital balance.
Next up, we're talking about getting around in cities. The source tells us something we can probably see with our own eyes. Electric scooters, bikes, and small EVs are taking over cities.
They're certainly becoming ubiquitous in many places.
Yeah. And this isn't just about, fun new gadgets cluttering up the sidewalks. It feels like it's becoming a vital, evolving component of urban infrastructure. It's profoundly changing how people commute, especially for shorter distances, and how they navigate the city.
Absolutely. And the source highlights this as a business opportunity. The idea of launching a rental service or maintenance business for micromobility vehicles is pitched specifically as a future-ready idea.
Future-ready. I like that.
Me too. And the crucial element here, the reason it's future-ready, is the role these vehicles play in solving that persistent last-mile problem in urban transportation.
Explain the last-mile problem.
It's that awkward gap, right, between the public transport stop, the subway station, the bus stop, and your actual final destination, like your office or home. It might be too far to walk comfortably, but too short to justify a taxi or driving.
Ah, right. Micromobility fills that gap.
Exactly. And in doing so, they significantly reduce reliance on personal cars for these short trips, which directly contributes to cleaner air, less traffic congestion, and honestly, a quieter, more pleasant urban soundscape.
So it connects to the bigger push for sustainable cities.
Directly. It ties into that global push towards creating more sustainable, more efficient, and less car-dependent cities. And we're talking about a diverse range of options now under this micromobility umbrella.
It's not just scooters.
No, not at all. Shared e-scooters and e-bikes are probably the most visible right now in many cities. But you also have smaller electric mopeds, pedal assist cargo bikes being used for deliveries, and even compact electric urban vehicles designed specifically for city use.
And the business models vary too.
They do. You've got the direct rental services, usually facilitated through apps, which is common, but also subscription models for individuals who want consistent access without owning. Or, importantly, specialized maintenance and logistics businesses that partner with the big fleet operators to keep the vehicles charged, repaired, and distributed effectively.
The environmental benefits seem pretty clear.
They are. Reduced carbon emissions are the big one, low in noise pollution, and a significantly decreased demand for expansive parking infrastructure, which frees up incredibly valuable urban space for parks, housing, or wider sidewalks.
The real draw for me, though, is how these solutions seem to foster a more active, maybe more connected urban lifestyle. You're out in the environment more, not sealed in a car.
That's a great point. It puts people back in touch with their immediate surroundings in a different way. But then we have to ask the challenging questions again.
Of course, like safety and sidewalk clutter.
Exactly. How can cities and these private businesses collaborate effectively, synergistically, to create micromobility networks that are safe for riders and pedestrians, that are accessible to everyone, not just the young and agile, and that are seamlessly integrated, not just dumped randomly on corners?
Yeah, addressing concerns like sidewalk clutter, rider safety standards, ensuring equitable access across different neighborhoods, not just concentrating them downtown.
All critical issues. And looking ahead, how will the charging infrastructure evolve? Will we see standardized batteries? What smart docking solutions might emerge to manage parking better? And how might these services integrate even more closely with existing public transport systems?
Like through unified apps or payment methods.
Precisely. Creating a truly multimodal urban transit experience where you plan and pay for your entire journey train, then scooter, maybe all in one place.
That would be a game changer for convenience. Okay, so as we embrace more and more of this technology in our physical environment, smart homes, smart mobility, we also really need to consider our relationship with the digital screens themselves.
Ah, the flip side of the coin, our internal environment.
Exactly. And the impact of this constant connectivity on our actual well-being.
A very timely and, for many people, a deeply personal point.
Yeah, here's an idea that I suspect resonates with so many of us on a very personal level. The source highlights that people are overwhelmed by screen time. No surprise there.
Understatement of the year, perhaps.
Right. And as a direct result, digital wellness is a new niche. This isn't about rejecting technology altogether. That's probably impossible for most of us.
Nor desirable, necessarily. Tech brings huge benefits.
True. It's more about finding that much-needed balance, finding intentionality, maybe even some peace in our hyper-connected lives. It's about preventing our devices from controlling us.
What truly stands out here for me is the growing mainstream recognition of this as a widespread yet often silently endured modern problem, a problem that significantly affects mental health, our ability to focus, our productivity, even our personal relationships.
Yeah, the always-on culture takes a toll.
It really does. And the source suggests opportunities in offering coaching, workshops, or apps to help people unplug and manage their digital habits. It predicts this can be big in 2025.
Coaching for digital habits. Like a personal trainer for your phone use.
Kind of, yeah. It's a nuanced approach, though. As you said, it's not about rejecting technology. It's a movement towards mindful, conscious use, leveraging its immense benefits without succumbing to its potentially addictive qualities or that constant barrage of notifications and distractions.
So it connects to the broader awareness around mental health.
Absolutely. It ties directly into that growing awareness of mental health's importance, the critical need to maintain focus in an increasingly fragmented world, and understanding the profound impact of constant digital stimulation on our overall well-being, our sleep, our stress levels, our ability to be present.
What does digital wellness actually involve? What would a coach help with?
It encompasses various aspects, things like helping people establish healthy boundaries with notifications turning off non-essentials, setting intentional screen time limits for specific apps, maybe social media or news, practicing regular digital detoxes or even longer sabbaticals, plan time away from screens. It also involves cultivating online mindfulness, being aware of why you're picking up your phone, and understanding the psychological effects of social media comparison or endless scrolling.
And how would this support be offered?
In diverse formats. It could be one-on-one coaching for highly personalized strategies and accountability, engaging group workshops, perhaps in workplaces, to build community and share practical tips, or specialized apps designed to intelligently help users track and manage their digital habits, maybe even suggesting mindful breaks based on detected usage patterns.
The real draw for me is that this offers a pragmatic, actionable solution for people to regain a sense of agency over their digital lives, which can feel overwhelming.
It does. But then we have to ask, how do we empower individuals to cultivate this healthier relationship with technology? How do we foster mindful engagement without making them feel completely disconnected or isolated from the digital world they often rely on for work, social connection, and essential information? It's a delicate balance.
Finding the sweet spot between connected and consumed. Okay. And speaking of managing our digital interactions and the content that fills our screens, let's look at how artificial intelligence is fundamentally changing the game for content itself, allowing for incredible scale and potentially unprecedented personalization.
Ah, yes, the AI content revolution. A huge topic.
The AI content revolution and the circular economy.
Right. Our penultimate idea takes us deep into the digital realm, specifically focusing on content creation. The source states something pretty obvious but critical. Businesses need content blogs, videos, and ads.
Content is king, queen, and the entire court, basically.
Pretty much. And crucially, the source adds that AI tools make this easier. Now, this isn't just about a marginal improvement in efficiency, like speeding things up a bit. This feels like an entirely new dimension of scale, speed, and personalization that was, frankly, unimaginable just a few years ago.
It's a paradigm shift, truly.
Yeah. Every business, from a tiny local startup to a massive multinational corporation, needs this constant stream of engaging, relevant content to connect with its audience across countless platforms, websites, social media, email, ads.
It's relentless, and that's where the opportunity lies. The source points to offering AI-driven content creation as a service, suggesting this can help brands scale faster and, theoretically, more effectively than ever before.
AI creating content. How does that actually work?
What truly stands out here is how AI, particularly large language models like GPT-4 and others, can automate many of the repetitive and time-consuming tasks that previously consumed significant human creative resources.
Like what kind of task?
We're talking about drafting initial blog post copy based on keywords or an outline, generating dozens, even hundreds of variations of ad creatives, different headlines, images, calls to action optimized for specific platforms, and tiny micro-segment demographics.
Wow.
Or even suggesting detailed video scripts and storyboards based on analyzing trending topics and past audience engagement data for that specific brand.
So, is the AI replacing human writers and creators?
That's the big fear, isn't it? But the way it's framed here, and how many are seeing it, is less about replacement and more about augmentation.
Augmentation.
Yeah. The idea is that AI handles the heavy lifting, the initial drafting, the tedious iteration, the data-driven optimization. This frees up human content creators to focus on the higher-level strategic thinking, on nuanced storytelling, on maintaining a consistent and authentic brand voice, on developing those truly innovative, emotionally resonant campaign ideas that AI, at least currently, can't replicate.
So AI as a creative partner, almost.
Exactly. It streamlines entire content pipelines. It can dramatically reduce production costs, and it enables hyper-personalized marketing at a scale we've never seen before. Imagine a brand being able to essentially talk to millions of individual customers in millions of unique, subtly tailored ways through its content.
The implications are huge.
They are. The broader implication is that AI becomes this indispensable creative partner, not just a dumb tool. But then naturally, we have to ask the critical questions.
Ethics and effectiveness.
Right. How do businesses ethically and effectively integrate AI into their content strategies? How do they use it to genuinely enhance quality, foster originality, and expand their reach in meaningful ways, rather than just churning out massive volumes of mediocre AI-generated fluff for its own sake?
Yeah, avoiding the content sludge.
Exactly. And this also brings into sharp focus those ongoing, complex discussions around AI originality. Who owns AI-generated content? What constitutes intellectual property in this new landscape? And what is the future of human-AI collaboration in fields we always considered uniquely human, like creativity?
Big questions we're only starting to grapple with. Okay, and now, for the final idea. The one the source explicitly calls a game changer. It feels like it brings us full circle back to sustainability, but maybe on a grander, more systemic scale.
Indeed. It feels like a potential culmination of many of these trends we've discussed. Let's hear it.
All right, here we are. Idea number 12, what the source calls the game changer, a circular economy marketplace.
Okay, circular economy. We hear that term a lot. What does it mean in this context?
It's described simply, but I think profoundly, as a marketplace for secondhand or upcycled products. But based on the emphasis, it sounds like much more than just a glorified thrift store online. It sounds like a movement, a fundamental reimagining of how we interact with the products we consume.
It truly is potentially revolutionary. The core mission, as the source puts it, is to help people buy, sell, or trade goods in a way that reduces waste. And it doesn't mince words, explicitly calling this concept the future of sustainable commerce.
The future of sustainable commerce, that's a bold claim.
It is, but the deeper insight here is that this model moves far, far beyond just recycling, which is often the endpoint of our current linear thinking.
Linear thinking being take, make, dispose.
Exactly. Take resources, make a product, use it, throw it away, landfill. The circular economy envisions something totally different. Think of it less like that production line ending in waste and more like a perpetually regenerating natural ecosystem.
Where waste from one thing becomes food for another.
Precisely. Every so-called waste product is actually valued as a potential resource for the next cycle. Products are designed from the outset for longevity, for easy repair, for disassembly, for reuse. This marketplace isn't just facilitating the sale of used goods, it's enabling a systemic shift where, ideally, nothing truly dies or gets wasted. It just transforms into its next valuable iteration.
So it taps into consumer trends, too.
Absolutely. It ties directly into that larger societal trend of increasing consumer demand for sustainability, coupled with, let's be honest, a growing desire for affordability, and also for unique items that maybe have a story or character you don't get with mass-produced goods.
And it embodies those circular principles.
All of them. Reduce by keeping things in use longer, reuse, selling secondhand, recycle, providing materials, repair, potentially integrating repair services, repurpose, upcycling, all central. And the business models for such a marketplace are diverse.
More than just peer-to-peer selling.
Well, yeah. Facilitating peer-to-peer trade in pre-owned items is one model, like eBay or Depop. But you could also have curated platforms specifically for high-quality, artisan-crafted, upcycled goods, turning waste into desirable new products. Or developing sophisticated rental and leasing models for products we traditionally purchase outright, think tools, electronics, even clothing. Or offering certified refurbishment services, giving old products a new, warranted life.
Can you paint a picture? What might this look like for a user?
Imagine a really sophisticated, user-friendly platform. Maybe you can easily trade in your old smartphone, and it gets professionally refurbished and resold with a warranty.
Yeah.
The platform gives you a transparent report on its life cycle so far, and the reduced environmental impact compared to buying new.
Okay, that adds value.
Or maybe you discover beautiful, unique, artisan-crafted furniture made entirely from salvaged building materials. Each piece has a story, it's incredibly durable, and it's all facilitated through a system designed explicitly to minimize raw material extraction and waste generation from the start.
The real draw for me is its potential to fundamentally alter both consumer behavior and traditional business models that rely on constant new consumption.
That's the game-changing potential right there. But the really complex question, the biggest hurdle perhaps, is how do we build these marketplaces so that circular consumption isn't just seen as the environmentally conscious option for a niche group, but becomes the preferred, the most convenient, maybe even the most aspirational choice for the average consumer?
Making used or circular desirable, not just acceptable.
Exactly. How does it integrate seamlessly into their daily lives? How does it offer tangible value, quality, convenience, cost savings, uniqueness beyond just being green? And looking ahead, how could these marketplaces evolve?
Like integrating repair services directly.
Yeah, maybe on-demand repair services booked through the platform, or offering educational components, tutorials on how to repair things, guides to sustainable living practices, or even incentivizing circular behaviors through loyalty programs. Maybe gamification earning points for trading in, repairing, or buying used. Making sustainability an integral, rewarding part of commerce, not just an add-on or an afterthought.
It really does feel like it synthesizes so many themes: sustainability, personalized value, community, maybe even tech platforms enabling it all.
It does. It reflects, I think, a profound and, frankly, necessary shift in consumer values and, hopefully, in our global economic priorities towards something more regenerative and responsible. Hashtag, tag, tag, outro.
Wow. Okay. What a journey that was through the potential future of business. I mean, from AI-powered health apps that promise to literally predict our future well-being.
All the way to that systemic shift promised by the circular economy marketplace.
Yeah, we've covered some truly innovative, genuinely forward-thinking ground today. We explored how remote work just continues to drive this demand for better, more sophisticated collaboration tools.
The need isn't going away.
And that crucial, absolutely non-negotiable need now for eco-friendly packaging across pretty much all industries, plus the surprising, maybe counterintuitive lucrativeness of those hyper-niche subscription boxes.
Finding gold in the niches.
Then we ventured into that immersive world of VR fitness, making exercise fun again, perhaps, and the very practical demands and the complexities of smart home installations, and the incredible potential of those personalized AI learning platforms.
Transforming education.
Our exploration continued with that booming trend of local travel, discovering gems close to home, the urban necessity of micromobility solutions for getting around cities, and that growing, absolutely vital field of digital wellness coaching, finding balance in the chaos. And finally, we looked at how AI is just revolutionizing content creation, allowing for unprecedented scale and personalization, before concluding with that truly transformative vision of the circular economy marketplace.
Quite a range.
It really was. We sincerely hope this exploration, this deep dive, has given you, our listener, a kind of shortcut, a way to get well-informed quickly about the entrepreneurial landscape that seems to be shaping up for 2025. Hopefully offering some surprising insights, maybe plenty of those aha moments about where things are truly headed. So as you reflect on all these powerful ideas, what does this all mean for you?
That's the key question, isn't it? What really stands out for me, looking back across all 12 of these distinct business ideas, is that they seem to share this common foundation. There are these powerful, overarching themes weaving through them.
Like what?
Well, first, the increasing imperative of personalization, meeting nuanced individual needs, whether it's in health, learning, or even subscription boxes. Second, the undeniable and I think escalating demand for genuine sustainability as a core business driver, not just a marketing tactic.
Right, non-negotiable.
And third, the pervasive, truly transformative power of technology, particularly artificial intelligence, to create entirely new services, unlock new efficiencies, and generate completely new forms of value.
So they're not just isolated ideas.
Not at all. They feel like interconnected elements of this rapidly evolving global economy. An economy that seems to be valuing resources, human connection, and intelligent, tailored solutions more than ever before. And this really forces us, maybe forces you listening, to consider which of these trends do you personally see having the most immediate impact? Maybe in your own life or in your industry.
Or which one just sparks an idea?
Exactly. Which one sparks a novel idea for how you might contribute to this evolving landscape? Because here's a final thought, maybe a provocative one for you to mull over. As you consider these opportunities, think really hard about which of these future-focused areas aligns most strongly with your own unique skills, your deepest passions, or perhaps the unmet needs you observe every single day in your own life or community.
Because that's where the magic happens.
Because history shows that the most impactful businesses, the ones that really make a difference, often start right there. With a keen eye for what's coming next, combined with a genuine willingness to dive deep and dedicate yourself to solving real, emerging problems that matter.
Find the intersection of trend, passion, and need. Absolutely. We really hope this deep dive into these 12 business ideas for 2025 leaves you not just informed, but genuinely inspired, maybe inspired to look at the world just a little differently and perhaps even spot your own unique opportunity to innovate and make your mark. Thank you so much for joining us on this exploration today. We really appreciate you being here.